Check. Are you listening to me? Hello. Good evening, guys. Am I audible? Okay, just type if I'm audible or not. Okay, who has come? Show your presence. Good evening. You comment, okay? One of you has came. Who is left? Come first. Okay, good evening. let's wait for Gitsuchiga. Okay, both of you are here. Let's start. Okay, so today we are going to learn the new chapter. Day. So what is this new chapter? This is about complex number. So what is complex number? So before going to complex number, okay, let's try to understand what is an imaginary number. So far, we have learned about the natural number, whole number, integers. Yes, we have come what natural number, right? We have come whole number. We have come across integers, even rational number also. Q, the rational number are denoted by Q. Then in your class 9, okay, you came about irrational number. The same thing you will get in class 10, irrational number. Then apart from that, okay, one more problem arises when trying to solve an quadratic equation, something like this: x square equal to 1 minus 1. The x square plus 1 equal to 0, or which is nothing but x square equal to minus 1. But see, the square of no number, which is minus 1. Even if you do the square of a negative number, minus 1 into minus 1, it gives us positive 1. But we don't get negative 1. So in order to solve this type of equation, okay, this fellow, you see, G. Gardano, okay, you see in the book, G. Gardano. Let me highlight it. G. Cardano, okay, 1501 to 1576. He observed the square root of this negative number. So now, okay, they devise something they call a new number, okay, which is, so if we try to do this, it will be like, if we try to remove the square, it will become the square root of minus 1. All right, now this square root of minus 1, okay, they call this as imaginary number. Simply denoted by small I. Now, so here it will become what? X equal to I, right? Then x square will be what? I square, and I square is nothing but root over minus 1 into root over minus 1, or root over square minus 1 square, and which is nothing but minus 1. Then we came across this one, x square equal to minus 1. So this I, which is nothing but root over minus 1, is your imaginary number. They just give it the name imaginary. Okay, like just how the Indians discovered this number 0, right? This symbol, and which helps solving many important calculations, mathematics, which improve the mathematics, the foundation of mathematics. So similarly, this I, it has also got various applications in higher mathematics. Now, how do we do operation with this imaginary number? So, what is a pure imaginary number? Let's try to define imaginary number first. You can see in your book, I'm audible, right? Mhm. So let's define the imaginary number. Before going that, let's see here. Root over minus 1 into root over minus 1. This is nothing but I into I, which is I square, and I square is minus 1. So root over equal to I minus 1 equal to I is your imaginary number, which is taken as a unit, okay, for representing the square roots of negative number. So I is just like a symbol to represent the square root of negative numbers. Now see here, minus 3, minus root over minus 4, root over minus 7 by 2. These are all not real. Why they are not real? Because they are below a square root of a negative number. So these are all your imaginary numbers. So you see here, minus 3, it is what? Minus 1 into 3. 3 is your real number. So minus root over minus 1 into root 3. So it became I root 3. Similarly, you see, minus 1 into 4. Okay. So root over minus 1 is what? I. Is then square root of 4 is what? 2. So it becomes I2. Clear? So now let's define the imaginary number. So what is a pure imaginary number? So if A be a positive real number, okay, A is your real number, then the number root over minus A, okay, square root of that real number, negative, okay, square root of that negative real number, this is called your pure imaginary number. This is your pure imaginary number. You copy it in your notebook, okay. So minus root A is nothing but your minus 1 into A, which is nothing but minus 1 into root A. This is your I root A. This is your imaginary number, okay, and this root A is real. Clear? So a real number when multiplied by I, see, gives rise to a pure imaginary number, okay, and this is called your I is called the imaginary unit, okay. And then when it is associated with a real number, then it becomes your imaginary number. Clear after this much? Imaginary number clear? Now, what is there in your book? Operation with imaginary numbers. क्या operation है भाई? So number A, it is what? Root A into root B, D equal to root over a into b. This will be not valid if both a and b are negative. So earlier we used to what to say, if there is a negative number then we multiply the negative, right? But in case of imaginary, this will not be valid. तो ये ध्यान रखना है. Okay, you have to keep in your mind when we are dealing with a below square root of a negative number, then we need to remember this rule. Clear? So suppose a is your minus 3, b is your minus 5. Minus 3 into root over minus 3 into root over minus 5. You can write like this, right? Root over minus 3 into root over minus 5. So 3 into 5 is what? 15. Yes? Minus into minus become positive. Yay! This will not be valid here. It will be incorrect. Instead of it, we have to break down. Okay? So root over minus 3, this is nothing but your root over minus 1 into 3, root 3. See? Root over minus 3 is your what? Root over minus 1 into root 3. Similarly, root over minus 5 is root over minus 1 into root 5. And then root over minus 1 is nothing but your I. Root over minus 1 is nothing but your I. So I root 3 into I root 5. I into I is your I square. So then 3 into 5 is what? 15. Now I square is what? Minus root 1 into minus root 1. This is your minus 1. So minus 1 into root 15 is minus root 15. So this one you need to keep in your mind. ठीक है. So root over minus root a into root over minus b. This is nothing but your root over minus root a to root over minus 1 into root b, and minus root is your I root a into I root b, and then I into I is what? I square, and then the real numbers will get multiplied. So a into b is what? ab, and I square is nothing but your minus 1 root over ab. This will give your minus root over ab. The negative will be outside, okay, not inside the root over. This is your rule number 1 when dealing with an negative square root. Then some of the real powers, okay, we will see power of I. So I square, this is your minus root 1 whole square. It gives you minus 1. I cube, you can write in your copy now. I cube is nothing but I square into I, right? So this is your minus 1 into I, which is your minus I. Then I4 will be I square into I square. And see, I4. Okay, I4 is nothing but your minus I square is minus 1. Then minus 1. This will give you your positive 1. 1 into 1, 1. Minus into minus, plus. Then I5 will be I4 into I. I4 is what? 1. This will be your I. So 1 into I is what? I. See? So ये now अपने किताब में लिखो, okay, notebook में. So if n is a positive integer, then I4n will be your I4 to the power n which is nothing but 1 to the power n, and 1 का power जितना भी हो, it will give you 1. Same 4n plus 1, अगर power है तो it will give you I 4n into I. So whatever be the power of the number, it will always give you I. And I 4n plus 2, if the power is 4n plus 2, then it will give you your minus 1. So write this in your notebook. Okay. Now let's come to the negative integral. I to the power minus 1. So it will be at 1 by I. चलो ये लिख लेते हैं. Okay, 1 by I. Then conjugate, multiply both sides, the denominator and numerator by I. है ना? I into I. Then it will give you I square, then I. So I, then I square. Now I square is nothing but minus 1. Then it gives you minus 1. I to the power minus 2. So 1 by I square is nothing but minus 1. So 1 by minus 1 is minus 1. I to the power minus 3. See, I 1 by 3. Then you can break it down into I square into 1 by I. So 1 by I square is your minus 1. 1 by I. 1 by I is your minus I. So it gives you minus is plus. So it gives you positive I. So I to the power minus 3 gives us positive I. And I to the power minus 1 give us negative I. I minus 2 give us minus 1. So now I4 will give us positive 1. So I4, right? I to the power minus 4 is 1 by I4. And 1 by I4 is nothing but your I square into I square. And I square is nothing but your minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. तो I4 वाला दिखा देते हैं. Okay. I to the power minus 4. This is nothing but 1 by I4. So 1 by I4 is 1 by I square into 1 by I square. And this is nothing but I square is nothing but minus 1. So minus 1 is what? Plus 1, 1, and it gives us only 1, positive 1. So इसका general formula अभी देख लो. I to the power minus 4n. So it is nothing but 1 by 4n. So it will give us I4 to the power n. I4 is nothing but your 1. We have already learned. See. Then 1 to the power n is 1. So 1 by 1 is positive 1. I to the power minus 4 plus 1. Okay. इसका उल्टा 4 plus 1 ना इसका reciprocal. So it gives us पिला लगे plus I. Here it gives us minus I. 1 by I. See कहाँ से आया है ये minus I? यहाँ से आया है. I to the power minus 1 is nothing but your minus I. I to the power minus 4 plus 2. तो क्या हो गया 1 by 4n plus 2. You can break it. I4 into I square. I4 is 1. I square is minus 1. So 1 into minus 1, it gives us negative 1. So the result is similar with this one, right? The only difference is this one. So it is evident from above discussion that all even powers, okay, जितना भी even powers है of I, they are all real numbers, where all odd powers of I are imaginary. अगर power odd हुआ तो in imaginary. ये आ गया तुम्हारा माइनस आई, यहाँ आ गया तुम्हारा माइनस पॉजिटिव आई, and I is your imaginary. Okay, up to this much, is it clear? Shall we move to the next slide? So you try to do this example by yourself, okay? Solve example. So now let's come to the main आएगा अभी picture शुरू. What is a complex number? Now, if a real number is associated with an imaginary number, such number will be called your complex number, not pure imaginary number, but they will be called your complex number system. तो कैसा है? ये यहाँ इक्वेशन दिया हुआ है x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, and if we try to solve them, then we will get this. Roots of the equation, minus I plus I root 3 and minus 1 minus I root 3. Now you see here minus 1 we can break like this, minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. तो दो भाग कर सकते हैं हम लोग. एक हो गया the pure real number 1 and 2, and here we have got the pure imaginary number. Here also same, minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. So real number के साथ who came now? The imaginary number. Now if such numbers, okay, the real and imaginary are there, then it goes to this system known as your complex number system. So now this is nothing but your a plus I, and this is your b. Both a and b are real. 1 by 2 root 3 by 2, these are real. This I is your imaginary. So now if a number is written in this form, a plus ib, okay, a number of the form a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers, and this I is your minus root over minus 1, then this number will be called your complex number, and it is written by small z. Capital Z is integer, never confuse, okay, and then the complex number is with small z, small g. So you write this in your notebook, okay? Definition of complex number: a number of the form a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers and I equal to minus root 1, this is called your complex number. So see here, a equal to a plus ib, a b belongs to real, and then I is your minus root, is your complex number. Now we can write this in set also. Because a and b are real, okay, so c equal to a plus ib, such that a b belongs to R and I is your minus root I. So the symbol g, which can stand for any complex number of c, is called a complex variable. So in z equal to a plus ib, a and b are respectively called the real part, okay, and then the imaginary part is called the imaginary part of z, I. A is your real part and b is your imaginary part. So the real part, a is your real part of z, so real, re, okay, real of a plus ib is your rez, real of z. Then b is your imaginary part of z, so im, imaginary is denoted by im, capital I and small m, of a plus ib, or I plus ib can be written as small g, so imz, okay. Now these are all the examples of your complex number. 2 plus I3 minus 3 plus I5, 3 by 2 plus I to the power I into minus 5 by 7. Some note is given. If A equal to 0, in Z equal to A plus IB, then Z equal to IB, only pure imaginary number. That means if there is no real, then it will become pure imaginary. Similarly, if B is 0, that it will be called your, that is a real number. Okay, IB, I into 0 aa jayega, because if B is 0, then there will be no imaginary, only A will remain. Then your complex number Z is your real number. So this real number 5, okay, it can be expressed as what? 5 plus I into 0, no imaginary part. Clearly, if A belongs to real, okay, and A equal to A plus I 0, no imaginary, which is the form of complex number, then for all real numbers are included in the set of complex number. So jitna, if it is written like this, then जितना भी real number है वो सब complex number में आ जाएगा. And hence we can say that the set of real numbers is a proper subset of the set of complex number. That means complex number बड़ा है real number से. So symbolically we can read like this. Okay, real number is proper subset of C. Complex number का चेला है real number, because complex number include both the real and imaginary numbers. इसीलिए ठीक है. Now ordered paired कैसा है, because we have got A and B री, इनको हम ordered pair में भी लिख सकते हैं. So we have already said that Z equal to A plus IB is a complex where A and B are real, where I is this one. So therefore we can say that the complex number A plus IB is known if and only if the real numbers A, B are known. अगर A और B real नहीं तो we cannot say. ठीक है. A complex number A plus IB is known अगर हम उसका A और B जानते हैं, क्योंकि A और B real होना चाहिए. Such since the position of A and B in the form A plus IB are fixed, जो A और B का fix है, so it can be written as an ordered pair of AB, where A is your real, B is your imaginary. So hence here the first component represents the real part, वही बात है, real part of Z, and the second component represents the imaginary part of Z. So your A plus IB, okay, in ordered pair we can write like this. A that one, the previous exercise relation, right? So here you see A is your what? Domain, B is your range. So domain is the real one and range is your imaginary, like this. Okay, A and B. A belongs to the real, B belongs to imaginary. So 2 plus I3 can be written as 2 comma 3, minus 3 minus 5I can be written as this one, minus 3 minus 5. 6 can be written as 6 plus I0, so 6 comma 0. So I1 can be written as 1 plus I into 0, so 1 comma 0. 0 can be written as 0 plus I0. So it will be, the ordered pair will be 0 comma 0. ठीक है. And even I can be written as what? 0 plus I into 1. I into 1. 1 is your B, so 0 comma 1. ठीक है. So further we can express this with the help of a notation of the ordered pair of 1 and I as follows. So Z A plus IB, A into 1, I into B, A 1 comma 0 plus B 0 comma 1. This is expressing in the form of ordered pair. Okay. Now, if we try to write in the ordered pair in the set notation, then complex number C is your AB ordered pair such that A belongs to R and B belongs to R. So this is your ordered pair. Okay. You keep in your mind that the complex number, it can denote or represent in the form of an ordered pair, where A denotes the real, okay, the real part, and B denotes the imaginary part, and both A and B, they should be real numbers. Okay. So these are expressing in a form in ordered pair. Okay, minus 2 by 3 we can write as what? There is no imaginary number, so 2 by minus 2 by 3 plus 1 into 0, which is in the form A plus IB. Minus 2 by 3 is your A, and 0 is your imaginary, your B. So in ordered pair we can write like this: minus 2 by 3 comma 0. Chalo. Let's try to do number 3. Okay, minus 9 plus 5 by 7. So minus 9 is nothing but your minus 1 root over into root 9 plus 5 by 7. Minus 1 root over minus 1 is your I. Root over of 9 is 3 d plus 5 by 7. So we can write in the form of complex like this: 5 by 7 plus I into 3, or I3, A plus IB. It is written in the form, this is, okay, it is like A plus IB. So this can be written as what? In ordered pair we can write like this, where this is your A, and 5 by 7 is your A, IB 3 is your B. Okay. This is how we represent the complex number in ordered pair. Now sum of ordered pair क्या कैसा है? So 3, we need to write in sum of ordered pair, है ना? So 3 is nothing but 3 into 1 plus, क्योंकि हमारा क्या है? कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर इज a प्लस आई बी, तो प्लस माइनस में आ जाएगा ये माइनस आई रूट 2, सो रूट 2 को आगे लिखेंगे, फिर ये आई के साथ मल्टीप्लाई, then see here, because this is the real one, minus root 2, I is the imaginary one, then 3 into 1, and 1 is nothing but, there is no imaginary part, so 1 comma 0. If we try to write in ordered pair, plus minus root 2, and I in the ordered form we can write as what? Here there is no real part, so 0, the real part is 0, A is 0, and I का है तो 1. ठीक है, so you can try to do number B like this. Okay, कहाँ है? See here, writing in the sum of ordered pair a plus ib, a into 1 plus ib, है ना, ib. Okay, so b into 0, b into 1 is b, and then it is in the imaginary part, belongs to the I, like this. Okay, you can think in this way. It is not actually like this. Do you understand up to this much? You write in the comment, huh? Both of you are online. If you have anything to ask, okay, you ask. You type in the comment section. Okay. Chiga, you understood up to this much? Any confusion? So far we have discussed, we have defined pure imaginary number, then the power of I, then we define complex number, the real part, the imaginary part, and then writing the complex number in the ordered pair form. These are the things we have learned so far. Okay. Now we will come on the operation of complex number, क्योंकि ये हमें जानना चाहिए. It is to the application of complex number. How do we operate? Number तो define कर लिया, लेकिन हमको operate करना है, right? The real numbers can be operated with 1 plus 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1, 1 divide 1 is 1. So the same thing, okay? अभी operation करेंगे. Plus addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, let's continue. Operation of complex number. कैसा है अभी? If two complex numbers are added, okay, so this is your addition of your complex number. So okay, you can keep your advanced mathematics book handy. So if z equal to this one, z1 is your a1 plus ib1, and z2 equal to a2 plus ib2. Okay, then z1 plus z2, it will be what? A plus ib1, a1 plus ib1 plus a2 plus ib2. Okay, then जो real part है, we keep them separate, a1 plus a2. ठीक है, this is your a1 and this is your a2. So a1 plus a2, and then जो I है उनको हम I common ले लेंगे, then I common b1 plus b2. Now a1 plus a2, this is your the real one, capital A. b1 plus b2, this is your capital B. IB, this is the imaginary one. So where A is nothing but your A1 plus A2 and B1, B capital B is your B1 plus B2. So addition of two complex number gives us what? A complex number. Okay. So if we write in the ordered paired form, then A plus IB can be written as what? A1 comma B1. Z2 can be written as what? A2 B2. So Z1 plus Z2, it will give us the real one. Okay. A1 plus A2 कहाँ है देखो A1 plus A2 and B1 plus B2, the imaginary part, and capital A, capital B. So the sum of two complex number is again a complex number. So you can, this is also one property. Okay. Sum of two complex number give us complex number. So it is closure property, na? Now comes subtraction, closure under addition. Okay. Now come the subtraction. क्या आता है? Z1, okay. A1 plus IB1. So Z2 is A2 plus IB2. So we have Z1 minus Z2. Subtract करना है. So A1 plus IB1, okay, minus A2 plus IB2. Then A1, this is your minus, so A1 minus A2 plus I keep on B1 minus into plus is minus, so minus B2. So it gives us what? B1 minus B2. So let's say A1 minus A2 is capital C and B1 minus B2 is capital D. This is also same A plus IB form. It is again giving us complex number. So in ordered paired form, okay, the real part is your A1 minus A2, the imaginary part is your B1 minus B2. So A1 minus A2 comma B1 minus B2 and capital C comma capital D. So this is also closure under subtraction. तो multiplication में देखते हैं how do we multiply. A1 plus IB1, A2 plus IB2, Z1 into Z2. A1 plus IB1 into A2 plus IB2. So पहले A1 से सबको multiply करना होगा, right? A1 into A2 plus I A1 into B2. Clear? Similarly, IB1 से दोनों को multiply करेंगे. So IB1 into A2, IB1 into A2, IB1 A2, I into I square, B1 into B2. ठीक है, तो आप ये आई स्क्वायर क्या आ जाएगा? माइनस हो जाएगा, -1. सो A1 A2 ये हो गया तुम्हारा माइनस. सो A1 A2 माइनस B1 B2. ठीक है. Then what is the common now? We have to take I common here. I A1 plus A2 or B2 plus A2 B1. A2 B1. A वाला पहले लिखा. Why? Because I square is a -1. Now this becomes a real, this becomes your negative. So imaginary. So let's say this is your P, this is your Q. So P plus IQ, where P is your A1 A2 minus B1 B2 and Q is A1 B2 plus A2 B1. This is your Q. So here again it is also same, right? P and Q, this is your real number, A1 A2 B2 B1. So product of two complex number is also a complex number. So closure under multiplication. Now if we try to write in the ordered paired form, then क्या आएगा? A1 A2 minus B1 B2 comma A2 B1 plus A1 B2 plus A2 B1 यहाँ से है ना. This is the real part, this is your imaginary. So this is your multiplication of complex number. ठीक है. Now come the division of one complex number by another. क्या आएगा? Z1 by Z2. Z is your A1 plus IB1. Z2 is your A2 plus IB2. Now Z1 by Z2. So Z1 is A1 plus IB2. Z2 is A1 plus IB2. You have same as your class 9. Okay. This is your positive. So इसका negative से multiply करेंगे. Conjugate. Okay. So ये आ गया तुम्हारा. We are making them into A plus B into A minus B. Same multiplying with the negative upper part numerator. So this is your A2 square minus IB2 square. A square minus B square formula. Then in the upper part we have to multiply them. A1 into A2. A1 B2 आ गया I A1 B2. Okay. Same I B1 A2. I B1 A2 plus into minus minus I into I is your I square B1 B2. So I square B1 B2. So this your I square will become your minus 1. Okay. So this becomes your I square is your minus 1. Minus into minus is what? Plus. So we get here plus. So B1 B2 we bring this side the real part. A1 A2 plus B1 B2. Okay. I square is nothing but minus 1. Minus into minus plus. And 1 into B1 B2 is B1 B2 itself. So A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus I. यहाँ तो क्या है? माइनस है, ये तो पॉजिटिव है, तो इसको हम पहले ले लेंगे पॉजिटिव वाला, राइट? बिकॉज A प्लस आई बी दी. सो A2 B1, ए को पहले लिखा, A2 B1 वी रीअरेंज इट माइनस A1 B2. ठीक है. नाउ इट बिकेम्स योर, नीचे क्या है? A1 स्क्वायर, ये हो गया तुम्हारा I स्क्वायर B2 स्क्वायर, and then I square is nothing but minus 1. So minus into minus plus. तो नीचे आ गया तुम्हारा A2 square plus B2 square. ठीक है. Now we break them into two parts because here we have got plus in the middle. So the real part A1 A2 plus B1 B2 by A2 square plus B2 square plus I. A2 B1 minus A1 B2. ठीक है, ऊपर वाला, एंड द नीचे A2 स्क्वायर प्लस B2 स्क्वायर. नाउ इनको हम क्या लिख करेंगे? दिस इज योर अल्फा. दिस इज ऑल्सो अगेन इन द कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर फॉर्म, है ना? अल्फा प्लस आई बीटा, which is where either I alpha is A1 A2 B1 B2 A1 by A1 square by B2 A2 square plus B2 square, and your beta is A2 minus A1 minus A1 B2 A1 A2 square plus B2 square. So again Z1 Z2 division of the complex number gives us again a complex number. So in order paired form, okay, we can write like this: A1 A2 plus B1 B2 A2 square plus B2 square comma A2 B1 minus A square A1 square plus B2 square A2 square plus B2 square. This is in the ordered paired form. Okay, we have got some examples. Then come your exercise now. So I think this exercise you can try by yourself. Number one is identify. You can identify which one is imaginary and which one is real. Okay. Simplify. Okay, this also you can do, I think. First you try by yourself. D. Chiga. Question number one, number two, number three also you can do. Express in the form a plus ib. I've already shown how to do. D. Then evaluate. This one also you can do. I to the power 19. So I square and I4 better. Okay, you try to convert in this two. I square is minus 1 and I to the power 4. Okay, you remember I square is minus 1. I to the power 4 is positive 1. Then it will be easy for us to do the multiplication or operation. Okay. Four. Okay, 5. Okay, I will do number 5, 6, 7. Ordered pair. 7 also you will be able to do. 7 is also your homework then. You try to do by yourself first. Okay. Z1, Z2, Z minus Z1 minus Z2, Z1, Z2. 6 also you can do. Just now we have done this one. Alright. First you have to do add for number A. Then you have to subtract. Then multiply. Then divide. Okay. Then division. 6. Expresses the following complex number as a sum of ordered pair. Yeah, this one also I have shown you the example. Okay, you try to do 7. और क्या है? If x equal to 3 plus 4i and y equal to 3 minus 4i, then find the following. Okay, from 8, 9, 10 I will have. ठीक है. If you can do, then you can try this one, number 8. X square, x is this one, xy, you have to multiply them. Again y square. Okay, factorize. I will help you with number 10, number 9, and then 5. Okay, up to 8, 9, up to 9. You try by yourself. Hoga? You type in the comment section. If you I'm waiting for the response in the comment. Okay, Chiga. Okay, then let's sum up for tonight this much. Tomorrow, okay, the remaining questions you send me in the WhatsApp. Okay, which the number which you are not able to do, Then the remaining one, which you can't do, we will do tomorrow. Then will come the properties. ठीक है? Okay then. Bye bye. I'm signing off, stopping the streaming. You write properly in the notebook, okay? The definition of all those things we have learned today. Writing in the ordered paired form, the definition of imaginary number, real number, not real number, complex number. Then that one below, operation of complex number, that one also you write, note it properly in your notebook. Okay. Okay then. Good night. Ha. Okay.